So this is my little mulberry tree in Idaho, in southeast Idaho, and it has fruit. And then we have Nanking cherries, a cherry tree, Russian olive, autumn olive. So much food. Hey guys, so this is me in front of some of my food forest. This is the grapevines behind me, and then the this is the pear tree behind me. What I have done is everywhere that I already have water dripping and it's consistently going generously, that's where I planted things that I wanted to be able to then regenerate. So raspberries, strawberries, anything that I could transplant later, burdock. For a long time, we really struggled getting water to the farthest corners. And what I figured out was that permaculture works because you grow most of your food very close to your house, and then you let it spread out to the rest of your property a little bit at a time as your soil improves. So I'm gonna go in and harvest some of my raspberries that have spread and some of my burdock. It's gobo burdock. It is a food burdock. It does still have the cockleburs on it, but you eat the root. So we're gonna go harvest some of that, and then we're gonna go put it in some of our swales where the soil has been improved by comfrey and other beautiful things. And we're gonna let the food spread to the rest of the property. I put water as well as some kind of manure in the bottom of my wheelbarrow so that when I put my transplants in, the roots stay wet and slightly fertile. Okay, so these are my Siberian pea shrubs that used to be so little. These will start to pop and curl, and I need to harvest all these and put them into my swales so that they can start new food hedges. Chickens and ducks can eat these little puppies. You'll notice I don't have any of these around because all the little beans get eaten. Over here we have lovage that is being overtaken by grapes. We have another Siberian pea shrub, and then here's the pear tree. We have plum trees. We have so much food back here. This was supposed to be a cherry, and well, no, this can't be the cherry. This has to be the plum. They put things like cherries and peaches on hardier rootstocks, and so this is what came up from the roots of either a cherry or a peach that didn't make it because our soil wasn't good enough yet. And then we have horseradish over here, and I need to put a sign up over the horseradish and also over the rhubarb because the kids came out and cut it thinking it was comfrey. Now what you're seeing here is bindweed. If you don't have enough ducks, bindweed will just take over. The nice thing is that it's easy for us to come in and keep it clear around the fruit tree, so it's not affecting the food plants, but it is starting to take over the open spaces. What I'd like to do is come out and put alfalfa down, because alfalfa I can cut and drop and it will actually improve the soil. I can make my own deep mulch with alfalfa. We've also got some mallow out here. We've got burdock spreading. So the solution to this, in my opinion, is a bazillion ducks, but our renter doesn't like duck eggs. And so I'm really tempted just to come out and plant a whole ton of alfalfa. But anyway, so most years when we have a high percentage of a high ratio of ducks to space, what will happen is these little burdocks, they get eaten within a few days after they sprout, and they just get rooted up. But there's not enough ducks back here to keep them down. So I'm really happy about it because I'm going to go put them out in the swale. And then these are the raspberries that I planted a couple years ago that they finally settled. They're starting to spread. I mulched them with rabbit manure, and I had a consistent drip on them for the first 2 years. And now they're taking over. That's exactly what I want. I want pockets of deep nutrition and fertility and water that I then pull them from and spread them over the rest of the property so that it doesn't cost me anything to build my food forest. Okay, so this is what the edible root looks like. I should have tried a little harder. I think if I save this, it'll still plant, but darn it. This was a big enough one that I should have eaten it. So this is what our soil looks like where we've had very little mulch. We've only applied it here a couple of times. This is what it looks like. There's been a lot of worms in it, and everything in it grows really well. We haven't ever added dirt to this. We don't have topsoil. We just add a lot of deep mulch and then it turns into soil. These are the blackberries, and they are producing down here on the new vines, on the new canes. They're producing on the new canes. And that's them, blackberries. The rabbits did kill the apple trees. So that's sad. We had 3 apple trees that were bearing really well. But now they're just coming up from the rootstock. And then back here we have a filbert that looks like it really needs some rabbit manure. And then we have cherries, bush cherries. And then this is a gooseberry that I need to cut back the comfrey because it's just taken over. But we've got some really pretty bumblebees right now that are enjoying the comfrey, so but I probably need to be the one that comes in and cuts it instead of a child because we don't want the gooseberry cut. See the gooseberries? More cherries, another pear, more food forest. There's the aronia berries. They're very good when they're ripe. Autumn olives, hedge cotton easters, and Nanking cherries. And more Nanking cherries. And we have an awful lot of birds. I wonder why. Hi, kitties. Okay, these are butterfly brush. We haven't had any flowers on them yet. And then raspberry patch, raspberry patch. Okay, so this is a spot where I already have a water line where trees have died. I've pulled the old trees out. I'm going to put the raspberries in. Alright, there we have a whole new bed planted for absolutely nothing, and I got some sod so that I can go and fix the spot on my canal that is kind of a little lower than it should be. So I'm not going to turn the water on right now because it is a little bit of a bright day and any water in those hoses will have warmed up and it could scald the plants. I only water early in the morning when the water's cold, but everybody had plenty of water because I brought the wheelbarrow full of water with that little bit of manure in it. So the last thing I do is I put up a visual barrier so that I remember where they are, my husband remembers where they are, my kids remember where they are, and that way they don't get walked on when they're playing hide and seek. Nothing gets destroyed, mom doesn't get cranky. All I use is a little bit of old chicken wire and some push-in stakes. They're getting watered right now, so I'll have plenty of water, and then I'm going to mulch them with rabbit manure. So we are here at a beautiful rest area. We're just about to leave Idaho. We are on our way to go pick up Catherine for her to be with us for the week. There's somebody over here that's grilling at the rest station on a little hibachi grill, and it smells divine. What a good idea. They've got this cute little bridge. They've got trees that like to pull hair. And I love Idaho. I'm really excited to show Catherine what it's like. It's just a beautiful place. So, waiting here for the girls to go potty, and we're gonna get back on the road. We are at Salt Lake City Airport, and we are looping. And what that means is that we go on like a 2-mile trip around the airport, looking for a little redhead to pop up.
There's a whole bunch of redheads.
And I think I'm gonna meet I don't see any redheads. And I'm thinking that I probably need to take a nap before we head back home because I was up early and I am sleepy. Super sleepy. So normal summer here.
Right.
Okay. Hey guys, we just did the video for flowering and aromatic and medicinal herbs, and now we're wanting to talk to you about just your regular old vegetable garden.
Yes. So Mary, from Mary's Heirloom Seeds, she offers some really great combo packs.
When you're first starting out, it's really fun to have a packet to start from because a lot of times when you don't know there are certain varieties. Once you get a little bit more experience, I would recommend you go back to Mary's store and you say, okay, I tried this one and I wasn't a fan of it. Now I'm going to try this variety. So I didn't like patty pan. Okay, so now I'm going to go try a crookneck, or now I'm going to go try the zucchini.
Right.
And if this green didn't work, go try a different green. All these seeds come from so many different parts of the country. There's always going to be a variety.
So we love squash. We're not big fans of any type of yellow squash, but we love zucchini.
Yeah, exactly. And you can get zucchini that's dark, and you can get zucchini that's light.
Yep.
Same thing with
I
carrots.
have 2 varieties of Mary's zucchini growing in my garden currently, the Black Beauty and then some sort of gray.
Okay, I know
Yeah.
which one. The solid, it's like an Italian type of a summer squash, is it?
I'm not sure. It's a zucchini.
Yeah.
And it's gray.
Yeah. So there's so many different ones that you can try. Some of them will like your climate, some of them won't. But if you stop trying, that's when you lose out. It's not when you find it you don't like flavor. It's when you just don't even plant it.
So, yes. And I can tell you that if you are depending on your seed packets for a survival garden, the worst time to plant your survival garden is when you need to survive. So learn your skills before you need them.
Exactly. So this is Catherine's 3rd year planting with these seeds, and I'm new to them. I like Mary and I like her site and I like the variety that she shows. I haven't tried them yet. The ones that I have tried are M.I. Gardner. I like his seeds. He doesn't have quite as broad a range, and his seeds are less expensive, but you don't get as many in a packet. So it just kind of depends what you're really looking for in your gardening store. But we have both that are available if you'd like to support our channel. They're both affiliates. Each one of us have used them, and we would welcome you to go through our affiliate link, and hopefully you find something that you really enjoy.